Hi, this is Anthony, and welcome to another episode of Project Management for Small Business. Today's going to be a little bit of a different episode. I've gathered a few comments from past guests that I think are very helpful. I'm going to be doing this for a couple episodes going forward, but for this one, we're going to talk about some good advice. If you're a small business owner or a new entrepreneur, these are some good lessons to learn. And if you like what you hear, go back, listen to the episodes if you haven't already. The first comment is from Michael Cappa, when I had asked some good advice that he would give to entrepreneurs. From there, we move on to Eric, Didier, when I've asked him about what would be his best resources. Then I've done some comments from JJ about how he got started in his business. So let's get started.
Asking for help. Definitely asking for help, especially in times when I was unsure of, because there's definitely times where I thought that I could figure out the solution on my own. And there were instances that I did, but for the most part, when I tried to figure things out for my own, I failed horrendously. So when I say ask for help, it's like when I'm at a quote for a client and I call the paint store and I say like, hey, I'm just double checking my pricing for this, or hey, the client has this particular need, what product would I use for this? Or even, this was a huge one. When I did the student painting thing, I wasn't the greatest with the accounting and payroll, but now that I have my own painting business and I use like QuickBooks, and I actually do my payroll and all my bookkeeping to a much further extent, because when I did the student painting thing, they had accountants and they had a program and software, but this time with my own painting business, I use QuickBooks and I have my own accountants as well, so I'm a lot more hands-on with the money side and the bookkeeping side of things. And I had a lot of challenges last summer when I was first starting in terms of payroll and holiday pay and WSIB and workers' comp and payroll remittances to the Canada Revenue Agency, like all these things that you don't think about on the admin side that I had to learn on the fly really fast under a lot of stress, because I started learning these things in May last year, 2018, when my busy season really started and picked up. So asking for help, just in all senses of the expression, whether that was on the production side with painting or like on the business side with my finances, accounting, and administrative work.
I think Q was on LinkedIn Live yesterday, and he asked me a very similar question. And I think part of what I've discovered is that you learn a lot about yourself. So I think your greatest resource is always you. And that sounds like a very cliche answer, but like for me personally, it was I had to learn about myself in order to learn how to grow the business. And unfortunately, I found that out as I started the business. But, you know, I give the example of like through the past year, I've gone through both finding out my dad had cancer and having him go into remission. I've had getting engaged and going through the K1 process. I've had the whole enchilada of difficulty personally that added on top of the stress of growing a business. And within that, I discovered more about myself than I thought that I knew that I would discover. Like I knew that I'd learn about myself, but I know what I need to operate at an efficient level now, more so than ever, whether that's exercise, sleeping right, what diet I have. And that would be, I would say, a greatest resource. I'd say other than that, the people that are close to you. And I think that that has a huge leverage on the impact that you're able to make. Because if you're around people that are Debbie Downers to say, you're not going to create any success. But when I met Q and we brought Brema on and we brought Izzy on, like the beautiful thing about being in an office together every day is that we are each other's support system, and we've been able to create this beautiful, positive space that we all can grow in. We're all working on the business. We're all working on our personal brands as well. So we're able to find that support group. So I would say your greatest resource is probably the people and yourself, like the human interactions that you have. We don't do anything that we don't love. That's just, if we're not about the client, if we're not about the project, if we're not about whatever it is, we just don't do it. And that is a risky decision to make. But at the end of the day, then we're able to focus our attentions on the things that we love, and we're able to do things that we love every day. So for us, it isn't all right, let's go shoot this. Let's go get this filmed. It's all right, we've got this shoot. Here's the time. Is this something that we need more bodies on? Do we need to, put maybe some more effort into lighting? Is it a sit down interview? We're all creative, and even those that aren't necessarily holding the cameras are still creative minds, and we're able to collaborate on every project. And I think that that's unique in a sense, because throughout every client, we sit down with everybody and, okay, what are your pain points? What do you want to achieve? How can we help achieve that goal? And then it's just a matter of us sitting down and, all right, we're all young, we're all, whatever. What can we do that's cool? What can we do that's fun? What can we do that we love doing? And it becomes this situation where it never feels like work. And I think that's a beautiful place to be. And there's obviously deadlines and obviously things need to be met, but it isn't so much crap, I need to get this done. It's I just shot this. I'm excited to put it on a timeline and see what I can make out of it. It's a lot less of a struggle and more of I'm excited to get to this.
One day I was at the gym. I was training with my trainer actually. And I just kind of looked around and I thought, this is the best part of my day. Like, I love my trainer. I love being in the gym. I love what we're doing. I love that the focus is so exclusively on a client for an hour and trying to address so many different things in their life, like their joints, their muscles, their body composition, their nutrition, their mindset. And I won't lie, I thought it would be fun. Like, I was like, being a trainer is so fun. And so I started to interview the trainers and ask them, like, can you make a living? They were like, yeah, you can totally make a living at this. And so I just said, screw it. I'm going to do it. And that's what I did. And it's been almost 6 years now. And I can't believe like what has happened. And I kind of thought maybe I would do it for a little while as almost like a little vacation. And then ultimately I would go back and work in marketing at a tech firm out here. And like, the longer that I'm away from my old life and the more I grow my business, the more I realize I'll never be able to go back.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of Project Management for Small Business. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And remember, if your day starts with a T, it's time for some new tips and tricks. Thanks for listening. Until next time.